Good morning, everyone. Trevor Thompson, TNT Pressure Cleaning, dynamite service with explosive results. So we are going to be doing some paver restoration and sealing with a Silane siloxane. We're going to be doing sanding and obviously removing a lot of organic matter. When you're doing these pavers, I highly recommend you having a turbo tip in your arsenal. And that's because a surface cleaner for a small area may not get some of the grasses and thicker rooted vegetation that's buried down. So I'm going to turn you around really quickly, and what you can see here is a paver walkway, and you can see some of the thinner rooted vegetation that your X-Jet would knock out, your surface cleaner would knock out, so on and so forth. But you do have some grasses that are a little bit thicker and a little bit more difficult to remove. You can see the moss that's built up through here. So what you want to do with this is obviously pre-wet your vegetation, the very first thing you want to do, and then you want to come through here and loosen up a lot of these paver snakes, which is moss. So if you look through here, that's all moss through there. So you want to loosen that up, and then you want to go ahead and lay your solution on. Once you've rinsed those paver snakes away, lay your solution on, let that dwell for 10 or 15 minutes or more, and then begin the process. So as you can see, we've got grass that's grown in through here, and that's going to be very difficult to remove. The pavers are relatively in good condition, with the exception of areas that receive a lot of moisture. And you can see here, somebody gave it a shot at one point in time, and it's just, needs to be dealt with accordingly. So I'm going to walk you around and let you see some of the other things that we're going to be tackling this morning. This will be a 2-day process, and that's because the first day we're going to be cleaning, and the second day we will be sanding and sealing. And if that's the case, you're going to have to dry sand, not wet sand. So I'll turn you around really quickly and let you see what the fascia looks like. So that is the fascia. You've got a 2-inch strip of flashing at the top there, and then you've got fascia that runs all the way across there. And you can see the organic matter that's sort of built up on there. I'm gonna take a quick picture of that. And that's really easy. Just a house wash mix will remove that. And while you're here, make sure to tighten up little areas that you can see some mold and that type of thing through. You can see how you're getting a little bit down here on this slab. So your solution that rinses off with a, if you hit that with a 3% mix, it's gonna melt right off. If you do use a strong mix like 3%, make sure your walls are nice and wet prior to. All vegetation, flowers, plants have been watered beforehand, and make sure you knock off things like this, just a little bit of that mold that's down there like that. So the fascia will clean up really nicely. You only have to let that sit on there for a couple of minutes. You do want to be conscientious because we do have a lemon tree here, and you can see all the fruit that's on that tree. So you want to be conscientious of how much solution you're slopping around. You want to be conscientious of the flowers that are down below, and you also want to be mindful of areas that are compromised. So you can see that your soffits are not properly hung. So those are all things that you point out to the homeowner. And I'll walk you around here and let you see the pool enclosure and some of the growth that we have here. So you can see already the moss that's built up and the weed growth. You can see the small weeds. Your drain track needs to be properly flushed, so it's working as it should, and you can just see what the buildup that is occurring here. So this will look really good once we're finished sanding all these joints and seams. You can sort of see the gaps that we have between the coping and the pavers. And there's a lot of plants on this deck, most of which have been removed, and you can see just what the leftover is. So this will be very dirty in through here. This will be done with the X-Jet. This will be done with a surface cleaner. This will be done with a turbo tip. So many different devices today being used. We will blow off whatever loose debris that we can find in the beginning, and you can just see sort of what we're up against. You can see the discoloration from the organic matter if I step out of the sunlight. And then of course we have in the back a white vinyl fence that I'll show you in just a second. but you want to make sure that all of that loose dirt and debris has been properly blown out first. Otherwise, you're going to end up with an absolute mess back here. I'm going to take you to the vinyl fence where it was mentioned that there was rust iron and sulfur. I don't see a whole lot, but what I do see is some organic matter. So if I turn you around here, you can see, you know, the mildew that's built up alongside the fence there. So, and then just the leftover stuff that will shoot off there. That's why your X-Jet is so good. People want to, you know, knock the X-Jet, but you wouldn't want to use a high pressure tip on that. And basically what you're looking to do is have a nozzle in your arsenal that is aggressive but not high pressure, and that way you can, you know, be on your way. So we've got the machine set up. We're about to break out the 50-gallon. It's a hand truck that I use with 3/8 polybraided hose, a siphon hose, and that's what I'll suck the chem out of. It gives me a 4% solution if I'm shooting straight, and that's very hot. So it's not hot enough to do a roof with, and that's why I have the soft wash system in the front. But I am a minimalist, so I believe in, you know, going with what you need, not this super max stuff that you don't need. And keep the costs down, and you know, the labor is not that much greater, and as long as you're able to pump, so for instance, if I turn you around here, you know, and we look at that roof over there, you know, if you were to using my system, which is a 4-gallon-a-minute bleach pump, once you get to that ridge, you're basically going to start to lose pressure. So if you don't have a prime from the bottom, then you're not going to prime from up there. Anything above 16, 17, once you get 18 feet, forget about it. So that's why the gas-powered systems are so nice. And even the 7-gallon-a-minutes, which, you know, I'm just not interested in replacing pumps every couple of months. I'm not a team. I don't have a team. Now, if I had a team of guys out in the field, that's absolutely the direction I would go. I would do an open trailer, and I would also have you know, multiple self-washing systems and pumps on board that we can swap out, pressure switches as well. But, you know, it's just me out here, and so the X-Jet and a soft-washing system does well. Once again, guys, you can do this job with a garden hose and a pump-up sprayer, and that's the way it was done in the early 90s. It would be miserable, but you can get it done. Now, surface cleaning you can't, and you know the need for a machine you would, you know, you absolutely 100% need at a bare minimum that GX 390, which is only a 4-gallon-a-minute, 4,200 psi belt-driven machine. It's got a nickel-plated AR. Viper pump on the back. So, you know, that's the bare minimum that you would want out here. Hope everyone's having a great day. Take care of yourselves, stay hydrated, and until the next video, in about 2 days, you'll see a video of this fully sanded and sealed. We are using a product that is basically bulletproof. You do a top coat and a flood coat, but you do it while it's wet. You do not over apply this product, or you will be in for a real surprise, which is not fun. But you lay this product on. I use a backpack sprayer that is battery operated. It's 20 volt, and it puts down a nice spray pattern. I'm able to put about 4 gallons in there and just go to work, and boy, the results are phenomenal. You can pour a glass of water and just watch it beat up. It's really impressive. This is not a shiny, you know, color enhancing sealer. This penetrates into the substrate and provides waterproofing to protect against mold and mildew in the future, any type of rust, iron, and sulfur. Let's say you spill a glass of wine, something like that. It's much easier to clean up. It prevents the stone from cracking, spalling, pitting, and just protects the stone. It does also help lock in place the sand, and weed growth, of course, as you guys know, you can never get rid of, but it certainly does help prevent some weed growth in the future. You still will continue to have your deck surface cleaned, but it's certainly very proactive, and I highly recommend it. Take care, everyone. Trevor Thompson, TNT Pressure Cleaning, dynamite service with explosive results.